Welcome back. In the last lesson, I went through the 16th note timing grid in great detail, and we learned how to count every one of the rhythms that are possible with 4/16 notes, all the variations possible. But I wanted to stop and take a moment before going on to triplets and play two of the exercises in the book that are application exercises for all of those rhythms within the 16th note timing grid. So exercise 10 and exercise 11 in the book take each of those rhythms individually and apply them to what I like to call an insert exercise. So we take an exercise framework and we plug the rhythm into that, starting with the 4/16 notes, which is the check pattern, and then we sequentially go through each of the rhythms and replace the 4/16 notes with the next rhythm variation. So you can refer to that exercise number 10 in the book, and I'm going to play through this exercise, and I really think it will help you to hear me play this and you to be able to practice. So I'm going to do it at two speeds, a little bit slower, about at 90 beats a minute, and then we'll go up to 120. I'll do that for exercise 10, then we'll do the same thing for exercise 11 so you can hear those and be able to play along with me and know how those work. So here's the first one. Exercise 10, 90 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there you go. Now I hope that it's clear how those progress. In the previous video, I talked about how if you look at the timing grid illustration that is on, let's see what page that's on, page 35. On page 35, that timing grid illustration, if you look at that, the odd numbered rhythms are all the rhythms that are right hand lead based. The right hand is the leading hand. And then the even numbered rhythms are the left hand based rhythms, and those are much more syncopated and a little bit harder to learn. So that's why I separated these two groups of rhythms into two different exercises. So that was the easier set of the odd numbered rhythms. So now let's do number 10 one more time at a faster tempo. I'm going to go up to 120 beats a minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. let's go on to exercise number 11. These are the based rhythms, the even-numbered rhythms from the grid. And let's go back down to 90 beats a minute. If you remember from the last video, these lead into the one and and counts with the left hand, and you really have to feel those left notes as pickup notes into the primary notes. That'll help you play them in tempo. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, counting inside your head, feeling those rhythms, keeping those 16th notes, all the 16th notes clear in your mind is very, very helpful and essential. Putting your metronome on 8th notes or on 16th notes, subdivisions, is another good option. Okay, let's do that one more time at 120 beats a minute. One, two, 1, 2, 3, and... All right, there we go. So exercise 10 and 11. Work on them slowly, one line at a time. Count them out, play and count, use your metronome, really master all those rhythms and feel that underlying groove. Okay, now in the next lesson, we will go on to the triplet grid. Good luck.